Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next Monday Funday. I had a little bit of a break because things were going crazy at my house. I was having a remodeling of my bathroom, and what ended up just to be the bathroom ended up to be the bathroom, the corridor, the kitchen, and an extra room. And what was supposed to be about 2.5, 3 weeks of work ended up to be about 5 weeks of work. A lot more noise, a lot more costs, a lot more everything. But we're finished with it, and so we can plan for life to return to normalcy. So everything's becoming normal again. And I wanted to share something that actually I was doing some notes recently, and I found out I started exactly 1 month ago doing something new. And I thought I'd talk about this because this is probably something that everybody has heard about, but nobody really knows. It's kind of like rainbows. Everybody's seen a rainbow. Everybody knows exactly what a rainbow is. But if you ask someone, why is a rainbow curved? And well, there's an easy answer to that. And I might talk about it in one of my future Monday Fun Days. Or why is sometimes you can see a second rainbow. There's all good answers to this, but maybe lots of people just don't know. I guess part of my personality has always been I'm insanely curious about everything. So when I see something that I don't understand and I stop and think, why is it like that? I have this need to go and find out why, and so this is something that I'm just curious about everything and anything. To talk about what I'm going to be doing today, I think I might need to go back a little history of my life because it's kind of a funny thing because we're going to talk about the stock market today. Because I started investing a little bit in the stock market a little over a year ago, and I was having some trouble. And a month ago, I decided to try a completely different strategy. And so I don't know, a year ago, I started with my mom's strategy. Now, my mom has been investing in the stock market since the mid 80s, I think. So she's going on 40 years of investing. My mom has taught, she's been in a group that helps educate people on the stock market. So my mom has taught lectures. My mom has done full courses on how to do this. And so she's done a lot of work on how to educate people on investing in the stock market. So because all of my family, we love explaining things. I mean, if you ask my mom what time it is, she'll tell you how to build a clock. I might describe how time is in a theoretical physics way, but so we're crazy about explaining things. And so this is kind of fun. So I knew all about the stock market when I was a kid. I knew basically the fundamental approach, which is the way my mom does it. And I just wanted to get a few basic ideas right now. It's possible I might talk about this a little bit more because it's actually really fascinating. And it's one of those subjects that everybody knows what the stock market is, but nobody really knows how it works. And there's lots of technical things that people get confused about. And so I'm just going to bring up a few ideas of the basic things that we have. Before I start, I started May 14th. And so today's, June 14th. And so I started about a month ago, a completely different style of investing. And according to this, I'm at about 31% increase of my thing. So I earned about 31% in a month. So I'm actually really proud of these results. And so if anybody has any questions how I'm doing it, nothing's complicated really. And I didn't start out with a lot of money. So this was something, that's why I'm not saying the exact amount that I earned, just percentages, because I'm proud of the percents that I have. Now, the stock market, if you look at it, what is the stock market? Before I start, this is something that's been fascinating, that I've actually talked with some people about this, some Polish people, and the amounts of information that I can find, because I do all my searching in English, there's an immense amount of information about everything. And Polish people are surprised that they're like, there's no information. And I'm wow. There's so much information that I can spend hours and hours and hours reading it, which I have been doing every evening, an extra 2 hours of reading, educating myself, things like that. And I found out that language does matter sometimes. And when there's a ton of information in English, there might be a few pounds or kilograms of information in Polish. And so this is a wonderful thing that it just shows that language sometimes does matter, and there's a lot more information available in English. But let's get to the stock market. Stock market, you are actually buying part of a company. And so what you do is you buy a share of a stock, and it's called a share. And this means that you own actually part of the company. Now, for the most part, there are different ways to earn money. If you buy a lot of the company, if you buy 20%, then you have a say in how the company runs and things like this. And so there are ways that your little share can become that you actually can decide what the company is doing. I'm not going to go into that because I'm more looking at the stock market and trading, which is buying and selling shares. Now, investing, when you invest in the stock market, it's generally long-term. And this is what my mom does. She invests in the stock market. She buys a stock and keeps it for months, years even, and then she sells it for a profit. So she's happy with that. I'm doing more trading, which means that I'm buying it and doing more technical things. And so I'm looking for trends in the price. And if I see that this price is trending up, I'll buy it and then I'll sell it when it goes up a little bit. And I've been keeping stocks anywhere from 5 minutes to, I think I have a few that I've kept for like a week and a half, something like that. But sometimes I keep them for only 5 minutes. Boom, I catch the trend and then thank you very much, I'm done. So buying and selling, you buy low, sell high, you're happy, right? And so if the price is going up, that's easy. And that's what everybody always says. You buy low, sell high. What else can you do? Is there any way if the price is high and I think it's going to go low because I look at the trends and I say, no, this stock is going down. Can I do anything? And this is where I've just noticed that there's lots of people don't know. And so I guess the perfect word is ignorance, but lots of people don't want to be called ignorant. It's never bothered me to be ignorant about something because there's lots of things I don't know about. So normal people, you buy something and you sell it later for a higher price. But if the price is opposite, the price now is high and I think it's going to drop down, you can do something called selling short. And so what you do instead of buying low, selling high, you sell high and buy low. So you sell something before you buy it. And this sounds kind of crazy when you think about it because it's like, wow, I'm going to sell something that I don't have. And actually, exactly that's what you do. And so you are promising that when you sell it, you're promising to buy it later. So this is a funny thing. And this is a little risky because when you buy low, sell high, if the price goes down, you lose money. But lots of stocks, if you buy a stock of a well-known company, I don't know, Microsoft, Facebook, is the price going to zero? No, Facebook isn't probably going bankrupt anytime soon. So your price will never go to zero. But if you sell thinking the price goes down and it goes up, then you could end up losing lots of money quickly on this because you're obligated to do something later. And so this is an easier way. Now, I've done this a little bit. To be honest, I don't like it because it goes negative emotions. I'm hoping that the price goes down. And so I might have 10 stocks that I'm concentrating hard. Please go up, please go up, please go up, except this one needs to go down. And so for me, it's a little uncomfortable and I don't think I'm going to be doing it more in the future. One of the nice things is that there's so many stocks to choose from that if you see one that the price is going down, I just look at something else then and start looking somewhere else. And so I think, well, maybe this will go down and then back up. And so I'll look at it in 2 days, 3 days. And so that's fun. So these are two basic ways of buying and selling shares. Is there anything else you can do in the stock market? And it ends up that there's so many things you can do. It's amazing. And I'm going to try and keep this film shorter because I don't want to talk about this for 3 or 4 hours, which I probably could. But I'm going to talk about some of the derivatives because derivatives are kind of interesting. As I've been reading more and more about this, I read this nice article and I get to the first paragraph and I find out that there's 3 words that I don't understand how they're using. And so then I have to find articles finding out how these 3 words are used. And you end up, everything that I learn that's new, I find 3 new things that I didn't know. So this is just the beauty of getting an education and things like that. So what we're going to be talking about are calls and puts. Yeah, and this is funny because the words mean something in English, but there's special things on the stock market. So these are two what we call stock options. And so now when I buy a stock, price goes up, I sell it, I'm happy. Or I sell something short, the price goes down, and then I'm happy. And so now derivatives are selling things that are connected to stocks, but they're not exactly stocks. And so what we have two types of options. And of course, you can either buy or sell these options. So really, there's 4 ways to do this. And these are just the simplest because there's things that get a lot more complicated. One thing, let me check my notes to make sure I don't lie because I don't want to lie to anyone. Now, you have a call. Okay, now if I buy a call option, that means that I am buying, let me just double check. I am buying the option to buy a stock at a certain price for a certain period of time. Pretty easy, right? And so what does this mean? If there's this stock that's, let's say it's $50, and I think the price is going up, but for some reason I don't want to buy this stock because I could lose my money. So I buy the option and I pay a small amount, let's say $5, I pay the option to be able to buy sometime in the next month, I can buy this stock at $55 or $60. We set a price and a time period, and at any time during this period, I can buy the stock at this price. What does that get you? Well, if the price is $50, I pay $5 to buy my option. So really it would cost me $55. Now, if the price goes up to $65, well then during that time period, so let's say I have 3 months and 2 months later, the price is $65. And then I stop and think, wow, I can buy this at $55, but the price is really $65. So then I can turn around immediately and sell it as a profit and boom, I win. I can also sell a call, which means that I have this stock that someone's going to pay me. Now, why would I do this? I think the price might go down, so it's $50. Someone's going to give me $5, and then he has the option to buy my stock at a certain price, let's call it $55, for the next 3 months. So I kind of have to hold on to my stock. I can't really do anything. And where's the advantage for this? Well, if the price goes down or stays the same, then he never uses his option because he says, why should I buy something for 50 that I can buy somewhere else for 45? And so I collect a little bit of money for doing absolutely nothing. Except it's possible if the price goes up to 200, then I can't sell my stock at 200 and get a profit. And he's going to be like, wow, I'll buy your stock for the price we agreed upon. And so this is a wonderful thing. Now, we can also do a put. So you can buy a put. And what this means is that you promise to sell it at a certain price, that I have the option to sell it, because when you say you promise, but you don't have the obligation. So I find someone, I have this stock that maybe I think the price is going to go down. So I'll sell someone the put. So that means that they're going to pay me a little bit of money, and then they're going to have the option, I'm going to have the option to sell it at a certain point in time. And of course, then if the price drops much higher, then I can sell it for a higher, if the price drops lower, then I sell it at a higher price. Now, this film's just about done, and I've introduced just like 2 things, 3 things really, because 2 if you think about it, selling short and the derivatives, the options. None of these are really complicated. I'm surprised. The math level is, I wouldn't say it's 8th grade math, but it's probably 10th grade math. There's really nothing that's extremely difficult. One of the surprising things is just everything has kind of a different name. And so you kind of have to learn what the names are, what's happening. My advice is learn English and read as much as you can. I'm having fun doing this. I've had a lot of fun in the past month. I've spent a lot of evenings. Luckily, the stock market here in Poland, it opens in the afternoon. And so when I finish work, I can come home and spend a couple hours because it's open till late in the evening. If I lived in America, I would have some trouble because stock market's open during working hours, and so I would have to have trouble. But I'm kind of happy that I can do everything at night in the evening, and it's kind of fun because then I just get to come home and it's almost like I'm starting my second job. If there's some interest in this, I might talk about some of the things that we look at. Probably I'll need to find a way to get a whiteboard up here, which means I'll probably have to stand like for some of my other classes, and I can't sit. But we'll look at that, and I might talk about some other things, or maybe give some updates. Right now, like I said, I'm about at 30% of my total, and we'll see how it goes in the future. Well, that was hopefully interesting for people. If you have any questions or want any other things or want to know more information about more technical details about how I trade or what program I'm using or anything like that, go ahead and write. I'll talk about anything. Okay, have a good Monday. Have a good week. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.